Did you know that Nairobi is the only capital city in the world with an actual national park right within its borders? And its relationship with wildlife runs deeper than that. And that's why we're about to find out about the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. I'm on the outskirts of the Nairobi National Park. It's hard to believe that the city is just a few kilometers away. And what's even more difficult to believe is that this right here is an orphanage, but not just any orphanage. The Sheldrick Wildlife Trust orphanage project here in Nairobi has achieved worldwide acclaim through its hugely successful elephant and rhino rescue and rehabilitation program. I'm sitting next to a man who's been at the Wildlife Trust for the past 20 years and has seen, of course, little elephants come, and, of course, he's taking care of them, at least assisting. Edwin, thank you for your time and welcome.
Thank you and welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm seeing all these beautiful, elephants, but they have a story to tell. Take me through their story.
Yes, so these beautiful animals are here because they're orphans, and that's why we are taking care of them. And they've been orphaned from different parts of the country, and they have different reasons for being orphans. Some of them, the mothers have been killed by poachers because of their trade on ivory.
Yeah.
And this has happened to the mothers when the babies are still very young, at an age where they will not have survived without the mother's milk and also without protection against other dangers. And so when one is found, we have to rescue them.
Right.
And rear them here for approximately 3 years. And after 3 years, we will start to reintroduce them back into the wild. When we reintroduce them back into the wild, we necessarily don't take them where we found them, and we'll always reintroduce them to Tsavo East National Park. And Tsavo, because it is the biggest park that we've got in the country.
Yeah.
It has got enough space, enough vegetation, enough of other wild elephants that will interact with our orphans.
Right.
Come on.
Okay. Back in 1979, there was an estimated 1.2 million elephants living across Africa. Now that's down to about 415,000, thanks in no small part to the ivory trade. Often, poachers leave behind milk-dependent babies still months or years away from being weaned. And that's where the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust Orphans Project steps in.
This is one that the mother was killed by poachers. If you look at the leg on the other side, he was shot. They killed the mother and they shot the baby as well, so he's limping. He was 6 months when we found him.
And when was
And
this?
he was found too late for proper surgery to take place, so he cannot be fixed. He will always limp for the rest of his life.
Sure. And when was this?
This was about 3.5 years ago.
Oh, okay. Such a victor.
That's why he's too small in body compared to his age. That's because the body system realizes that, the body system realizes that he can't hold a lot of weight, and that's why he's not growing big.
Such a brave little man. Oh, baby. Edwin, when you say you take care of them, what do you do on a daily basis? How does your day look like with the elephants?
Well, when I say we take care of them, when they come in, the babies are still young and they've lost a mother. So we come in to take the role of the mother. This means that early in the morning, the elephants have to be taken out of their rooms and we bring them out in the park. Where we are now is Nairobi National Park. There's no fence between us and the park, and we have to make sure that the elephants spend the day in this park so that they can learn by natural instinct on how to behave as elephants. We just set them free and follow them and see what they want to do. Some of them want to feed, some want to play, some want to sleep. We just let them do what they want to do as elephants. We just monitor them and follow them and provide protection whenever needed. At 5 in the evening, we direct them back to their stockades where they'll spend the night. And we take them in the stockades because they're still young. If they're left to spend a night in the park, the lions can attack them, the hyenas can attack them, because they're all still babies, because the park has got all other wild animals. So that is why we have to take them in for the night, and we spend the night in the rooms. We feed them on milk on every 3 hours after 1 year. Below 1 year, they're fed on demand.
Let's then talk about how you remember their names, because I think I'm already confused at who's who. They all look the same to me, but you know them by, of course, their name. How do you name them?
Well, first of all, we name them after the place that we found them, for reasons that have caused them to be left orphans. And they're all different. You might be confused because you're seeing them for the first time, and so they might all look the same to you, but they're totally all different. You can tell them from character, from body shape, from texture of their skin. Very few of them have got little marks on them. But most important is from seeing them every day. So you're seeing the same thing every day. You can easily tell every little difference at a glance.
They want to be on TV, guys. Allow them to be great. Let's talk about the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. How do you get your funding? How do you get your support and resources to continue doing the work that you do?
Well, the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust is a project that has been running for quite a long time. It was started back in the year 1977 after the death of David Sheldrick, who was a naturalist and the senior founder warden of the Large Sava National Park. He died in 1977, and the project was started in his memory. And the project is actually mainly run by donations. We don't have any specific funding from an individual or from a government or from a big organization or from the government. We get all our funding from donations, from well-wishers, and also we have a fostering scheme where you can help support the elephants by adopting or sponsoring an elephant.
If you are in Nairobi, make sure you come to the Sheldrick's Wildlife Orphanage, where you can actually get to see all the elephants behind me. They are indeed orphaned, but they do have a place in society. As you can see, we're close to the Nairobi National Park, where they'll be playing and feeding. But make sure you get here, because trust me, it will be worth your while. And that's how we come to the end of our episode right here on #Africa. Remember to keep the conversation going online. You can interact with us. Our handle on Twitter is @Africa_ENCA. But we don't just leave you like that, but we leave with beautiful pictures from across the continent of Africa. My name is Tumelo Mototwane. Until next time on our next episode of #Africa, goodbye.